Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the Monaco GP repair. I went and I got myself a nice schematic printed of Monaco GP. And remember, we're right here. One quick and easy thing I can do here is all of these socketed chips are 157s. I pulled every one of them and tested every one of them, and these two right here are the only ones that look bad because, you know, I've tried testing them over and over. This thing's a little flaky, to be honest, but these ones never test good. So if I remove power, remove these, put the new chips in, you can go ahead and fire it back up. Much better. Now, I don't know if this is normal for the attract mode for it to be to the left. I kind of think it is. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I'm not sure if this game is in MAME, to be honest. I don't think it is because it doesn't have a processor. I don't know for sure. Anyway, it's closer. So these two chips right here were no good. Okay, now we want to, I guess, try to coin it up and see what it does if I try to coin it up. Yeah, let me do that. See if I can't get something going on. I know this might be weird, like these early games to where you have to have a coin switch hooked up for it to operate properly. And I don't have a coin switch hooked up. It's got the normally open, normally closed, and common all wired in the schematic. So I may have to do that. I don't know. We'll look into that about wiring up a coin switch. Yeah. So all right, do that. Alright, so yeah, I don't know. Coming over here, we got nice deposit coin and game over. That looks great. Cars look good. It's hard to pick up on the camera. What I'm seeing though is we have a house that's kind of doubled here. The trees are doubled-ish. That's a house, you know, house. Part of a house. That can't be right, so we got some kind of issue going on there. I don't know exactly what right now, but this stuff is overlaid over top of that, so that's a different circuit. This background might be shifted down. I think this road might supposed to be in the middle. And then there's that trailing nonsense that follows one of the cars. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah. I got a little work to do figuring this one out. Okay, I wired in a coin switch. Goes to right here. And it doesn't do anything. I don't know if you can hear me clicking it. Not really doing nothing. Yeah, I don't know. So that ain't doing anything. I think we have problems with this board. I'm not 100% sure though. I really don't know. I'm kind of thinking that this one is more graphics and this one is more processing. I'm going to have to do a little more research and studying on this right here. And boy, I wish there was a... You know what? I need to look at the manual. Is there a theory of operation? I don't know. But I take it that all of the graphics are stored in these ROM. That's my take, anyway. Interesting. Yeah, I want to learn a little bit more about this board right here. Let's do this. I would love to learn. Oh well. Learn to, a little bit more about this PCB right here. What's its deal? Oh, that cap's broke. Got a broken capacitor right there. What is this? ROM. Interesting. What we got here? A mangled and twisted up transistor. We got a few. There's another broken cap. This thing needs a recap. And a couple big, very scary tantalums. As long as they're low voltage, it's fine. When it gets up to the 12 volt rail or it's 16 volt or whatever like that, those things, they'd love to explode. A bipolar ROM maybe right there. And we got ROMs with these junk sockets. These ones look like they've been replaced. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I need to, there ain't much to this board set, really. Really should be quite straightforward of a repair. It's just, you have to know what makes what. You kind of need to know the hardware. And right now, I don't. What I've gathered from repairing and replacing those, and it brought the graphics back, that kind of tells me that this is where the graphics live. And because there's doubled up houses, remember, there might be 161s on this board that are not correct, and it's maybe there's a line, a horizontal line or a vertical line or something that's that would be a horizontal line, I think. That's funky or something, you know. So yeah. I got to continue to study up on this schematic, so I'm going to do that, learn a little bit more about this before I really start diving in to tackle this, because I don't like being just blindsided and guessing. I want to have at least think I have a grasp on what's going on. So, all right, let me do that. I will be back once I know more about Monaco GP in this TTL monster. Alright, well, I've just been kind of poking around the board, and I definitely found a counter here that's bad. This is a 161 counter. Just absolutely floating outputs. So that's one that I'll replace, and I'm going to go ahead and recap this. It's got a lot of broken caps. Almost every one of them were broken. And these are 123 chips, and I know that those have signals that go through caps and that kind of thing. I don't know. I just want to replace these caps that are broken. So I'm gonna stop and do a little bit of maintenance type stuff, and yeah, definitely one bad chip. And we'll see. I'll keep looking. I'm just kind of blindly probing the board right now and fixing obvious stuff. So, and this time it came on and it's doing something different. So who knows? All right. Yeah, let me do that. Do a little maintenance type stuff, and we'll be back. Okay, I've gone through and replaced the caps, all of the electrolytics, and some of them were leaky and, you know, had leaked onto the board a little bit. Not too bad. Yeah, I got all the old ones right there. And I replaced the 2 power rail caps on that board. That's the only 2 electrolytics on that one. So this one's all good to go. So I'll put a new 161 in right here. I got that replaced. And see what we got. Okay, hooked back up and running. And now it looks like this. It looks good. I think it looks better. You got the house over here, couple houses here. Everything looks better. Cars look good. But then there's that blue car that goes crazy like that. I don't know if you can see that. Right here. You see that? What is that all about? Huh. I wonder if depositing the coin now will do anything. This is my coin button, I believe, yeah. Hey. I deposited the coin and it did something. I think it's ready to play. I don't know. I don't have it all. I don't have everything hooked up. I wonder how you start a game. What's the start button, I wonder. I'm going to have to do some more research. It looks like. I'm going to restart the thing. Okay, and then restart. Check that out. It was moving crazy. I wonder if it's supposed to do that. Anyway, if I coin it up, watch. Right? No, it ain't doing anything. Yeah, back to the... I don't know. I'm just going to have to keep looking into what this thing's supposed to do. And I'm going to have to hook up... I'm going to have to try to get everything hooked up. Because I do know that with these old boards like this, if you have floating inputs, say for like a shifter or test switch, coin credit switch, all that kind of stuff, it acts really funny. So I want to make sure that I have all of those inputs tied to whatever they're supposed to be tied to, or put a switch in, wire something in, get some controls actually wired up and hooked up. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll continue on. I got to complete my setup. Alright, I started swapping different boards around, and I was getting a lot of the same thing, so I was like, maybe my harness is not correct. So I got on here and I started doing some beeping out, and I'm missing from like over here on the top side of this. Obviously these come over here, one of these is connected to up here. So I've got a few wires that I'm missing. So I'm going to go ahead, track that all down, finish these up, and yeah, go ahead and get this completed. Okay, yeah, I've got 5 more wires to connect. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'll go ahead and do that, and we'll be ready to try it again. Hopefully we'll get better results. All right, I have done those 5 wires, and we are now looking better. You can tell there's still issues with this. I went ahead and removed this just to verify and look at how I have it wired, and I am now 100% confident that my interconnects are proper. So good. We can move on now. So, yeah. All right. I'll be back. Okay, yeah, I've been going back through, and I found I was missing another wire in my harness, because I would click the coin button and it wouldn't do anything. Now I'll go ahead and restart this thing, power it down, power it back up, and it's looking good, other than it's got graphical issues like that. That blue car that goes by, and you'll see it has issues, I believe, when it turns to night. If it turns to night. Here we go. Yeah, see. Doesn't look quite right to me, I don't think. There's a fire truck. But now if I coin it up and kind of watch over here, see, boom. Now it is started. And you got your little player car right there. So that works. It's coining up. And it says start now. But we have to fix, the first thing I want to do is fix this blue car. Find out where the car control is. Opponent car control or whatever. I saw that in the schematics. So we'll look into that. First and foremost, get that. I mean, just kind of one thing at a time. And yeah, so all right, cool. And I went ahead after I verified that I finally have these correct, and I encapsulated them in hot glue. Used about 4 sticks of glue, 4.5 sticks of glue to do this. But it just protects the connection to the wires and terminals and everything. So, safekeeping. Yeah. Encapsulated nicely. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Let me get back to what I was doing. I kind of forget what I was doing. Oh yeah, we're going to look at the opponent car circuitry and see if we can figure out that blue car going crazy. So yeah, I'll do that. Let these cool off really good and cure completely, and then get back at it. Back out at it. I've wired in some more controls. I wired in a trackball. I wired in throttle. Now normally this game used two optos that you blocked and it went from 0 to 5 volts to give you speed. I just put a pot in here and I can go from 0 up to 5 and I'll start moving. I don't have gear shift in. I got my coin, I got this service switch. And what I've noticed, I've got the game running right now, and you'll see the car is just kind of freaking out up here. It won't steer. I can move the trackball and you'll see him kind of freak out. See that? So I've been tracking the schematic on here starting from right here, and I've been using the scope there and I'm probing around, and I'll show you. Let me see if I can do this. Let me try to just set this here and get, yeah, that ain't gonna work very good, is it? I don't have the tripod out here. Yeah, shoot. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Now, if we come here and we look, this is the steering input, all right? And you have two signals that come in and they go to this 153. And they're also connected into this 123. That's IC number 1. And that's this guy on the board, IC number 1. And what a 123 is, it's technically called a multi-vibrator, and it just creates like a shake, like a shaking, you know. Or you can do a fine, like a sync signal with them too, but like that's what Donkey Kong uses these for, is a sync signal, and that's why sometimes you get goofy. I don't know why why Nintendo did that, because these things are not, they just don't seem to be that stable. They're more of a shaky. And you can see what's feeding into these are slip and pool. So when you hit, when you slip or you hit a pool of water, that sends a signal down to these that make it, the car will shake. That's what it does, is it shakes the steering. That's what those are for. But this 153, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera on the tripod, and give you a view of the scope. And I'm going to show you what I've seen. I've already gone through this quite a bit, and I think I found my bad part. But I'll take you through the process of finding it. Okay, so yeah, whenever you see a 123 in board, basically it's for a shaking sound or a shaking motion of a character or something like that. Okay, the signals go into this 153, and then they come out of the 153 and they go into another 153 right here. Then those signals come out and they are in a NAND gate, not AND gate, which clocks these 193s, and that basically is your steering clocking, basically. So let's go ahead and start at that 153 where they come in, and make sure we're seeing our steering signal. So just follow the steering signal. Okay, how's that? Good enough? Alright, good enough. First, let's get on that 153 that the signals come into. Comes into IC number 3, which is right here. And I can just probe the outputs of that, and when I move the trackball I should see activity. You gotta get through the crust. Yeah, see there? I moved the trackball, that's one of the outputs. And here's the other one. So that's good. There's our steering signal. Now remember, those go out of the 153 and into another 153, which is IC number 9. And that one is right here. I'm going to do the same thing, just probe the outputs and move the steering. And there we go, there's one of them, and here's the other output. So that's our steering. That looks good. And that comes out into a not AND gate, which is IC number 30, which is up here. And it is with this signal, which is high all the time. So the way a NAND gate works is you need two highs to get a low. And this is our steering signal right here, which is sitting high. And when I move it, we get that. So this basically should just invert this signal. See, this signal should be resting low right now, and it is. And it's just inverting that signal, see? So that's good. And we got one more up here. The output being pin 3. That's this one. So that's good. And then we go into the 193s for the steering counts. The first one is IC36, which is right here. And I'll just probe the outputs. This is the least significant bit, which is pin 3. And that's fine. When you move it both ways, it clocks. The next bit also works. Pin 6 is the next bit. Or actually, I think pin 7 is the next bit. Nope, 6. That's fine. And there you go, that's fine. And then we have pin 12 going over to pin 19, and I get or to pin 5. Pin 12 goes to the next one, clocks the next one, I guess, enables the next one. And that's fine, that's working. As well as it looks like pin 13 is the inverse of that. And no, that isn't going to do anything right now. So anyway, okay, so our next one is IC35, and we can start with the least significant bit, which is pin 3. And it isn't doing anything. Pin 3 ain't doing nothing. Pin 2 isn't doing anything either. Six isn't doing anything, and neither is 7. So this one right here doesn't seem to be doing anything. Well, it looks like our bad chip is that 193. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the old poor man's comparator. And what that is just, I have a 193 here, and I bend the output pins outward, and I jump it over that 193 and perform the same test, except look at the outputs on the new chip. And this is pin 2 of the new one. And it's not doing anything either. What's going on here? I don't know. Let me figure this out. Maybe I'm looking at something wrong. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and it looks like I got two bad 193s because the one before it was working before, and now it's not really working. But this is the leg on my good. The one that I bent the legs out to view. You can see it does that. Whereas the other one doesn't do anything. It's only got one bit that moves. Yeah, see, this one's just kind of dead. Pin 3 moves, but that's the only one that moves. The others don't move. So that one is bad, but I think this one's bad too because it wasn't wanting to work. The one before it. This one. It's working now. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know, that was weird. do not know. I'm going to have to replace both of them. This could be a bad deal with 193s. Because I don't have a whole lot of 193s. But anyway, I'm just trying to straighten the legs up on this 193 and jump it over this. Yeah, these won't. They just won't do anything. Yeah, now this one's not doing anything. Alright, yeah, I'm going to have to replace both of them. So let me do that and I'll be back. Okay, I replaced the two 193s. They're right here. One of them, the legs disintegrated off of it. The other one in my tester does test bad. But that might be the tester. Who knows? I could take this and put it on the good tester and see for sure. But yeah, it says it's bad. I don't know. But it's doing the same thing. See the car up here? It didn't fix it. So I'm starting to wonder, because I know the steering board for this game uses 2 optos, and I don't know exactly. I got to be honest with you. I don't really know. I got to study on that. Maybe the trackball won't work with this circuit. It's completely possible. So I need to look into this steering circuit. I don't want to waste time troubleshooting a circuit that I don't have the right setup for. You know, I don't know. So I want to look at that, look at the schematic part of the steering and find out exactly how it works, because I'm not exactly sure. I want to look at, I'd like to see the actual board, a picture of the actual board, because this schematic is kind of confusing, because I don't think it has this steering board, I don't think is in the schematic. I believe that the accelerator PCB is, but I don't think that this one is. I don't think that the steering board is in the schematic. So I got some more studying to do, but we're getting there. We're almost done with this one. It's just, you know, I want to eliminate the thought of, is the steering working or not, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, and yeah, I'll get back to it tomorrow. See you then. Okay, went ahead and did some more maintenance on this board set. I desoldered and removed all of the ROMs on this board, as I wanted to dump them, read them, and make sure they're good. They all checked out to, this is in MAME. This game is in MAME. I don't think it works in MAME, but the ROMs are there. And the ROMs were all good except for this bipolar ROM right here. This bipolar ROM was no good. This one was good, and all of these ROMs were fine. That looks like it's... I don't have my glasses, I can't see. Looks like there's something going on with that socket. Not sure. Anyway, that is IC105, and I don't have my glasses, so it's going to be hard to see, but 105 is right here. It takes addressing from this business, looks like vertical lines, and spits out some bits. One of them goes to this, which goes to this, which goes to this, which... This ROM right here holds the car data, the opponent car data. So I wonder if when the blue car comes out, remember how the blue car would go crazy? I wonder if this has something to do with that, because this addresses And the addressing goes through, it goes through these muxes, maybe these 367s, and these get enabled at different times to address this to color the cars, I believe. So maybe the blue one, the addressing is bad because of that bad prom. I hope so. That would be nice. So I'm going to go ahead, and I have to program that ROM. You know, thankfully they're in MAME, you know. So, yeah. So I'll go ahead and do that. Put this thing back together. I took an opportunity to wash these boards as well. They were filthy, filthy, dirty, dirty. So, yeah, good and clean now. Sockets. These things did not want to desolder very well. I did end up pulling one trace right here. So I got a jumper there. But we got it. New sockets. And here's all the ROMs and stuff right there. So I'll put it all back together. Burn that bipolar for right here. See what we get. Okay, I just decided to go ahead and hook it up without programming that chip yet, that bipolar. And I had to trim some of the legs on these things to get them to fit in the sockets properly. It was pretty tough, but we got them. Had to straighten them out as good as I could, clip some of the leads, trim them up, make them better. And just for fun, I went through and tested all of the caps that I pulled off of here. And there were about 4 of them that were open. Actually, 4 were open and 1 looked to be short. I didn't put it on the ohm meter. I didn't put it on the ESR tester. I didn't put it on there. But they were either open or short. Most of them looked like they were open. Yeah, so I got this thing. I just went ahead and hooked it up. I haven't burned that yet. And it's doing something a little different, which is interesting. And that's different. I've never seen this. I don't know what that is. But anyway, the blue car, remember the blue car? It was going straight up and down. Now it's going in an angle. You'll see it when it comes out, the blue car. Now it's going up at an angle. It wasn't doing that before. Before it was straight up and down. So that's interesting. So I want to burn that ROM. I got to go ahead and get the programmer back out. It's an 82S123. It's the 8-bit data part. So I will do that and pop it in there and be back, see what we get. Okay, I replaced that bipolar. Here's the old no good one. And I think it's doing the same thing. Yeah, there's Crazy Blue. Crazy Blue guy. I kind of had a feeling that wouldn't fix that. I don't know. Cray Blue guy. That's frustrating. Alright, well, I have eliminated problems. I know the ROMs are all good. The bipolars are good now, I know. All the caps are good. The board is clean. So the hunt will continue for the bad part. It's really just that simple. There's something funky on here. And I think it's this board. You know what I'm going to do? Why not? I'm going to swap. I'm going to swap in a different graphics. This board. The video board. I think the player's car is made on here, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. I'm still learning as I go. Why not? I'm going to do that. I'm going to swap in a different board right here and see what I get. See if I get crazy blue guy still. Let's do that. Okay, I swapped in a different board. And I don't think this one has the crazy dark blue guy. Yeah, see, there's the blue guy, dark blue. Oh, wait, there he goes. This one has color problems. This board has color issues, but I still see crazy blue. That tells me crazy blue is on this board. Crazy blue is right here. This one has color issues. Let's check out what it looks like when I coin it up and see if this guy looks good, and he does. So that car works good, looks fine. There's a dark colored one, but the colors aren't right on this board. This board has color issues, but crazy blue is still there. So I'll have to get back at it.